Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and I am here with a tag video. I was tagged by my dear lovely friend Heather, and this is the 101 Days of Summer tag. And so I'm going to get right to it, okay? Here we go. Question number 1, barbecue time. Pick a favorite author. They are inviting you to a barbecue to announce their newest work. What do you hope they are announcing, and what are you bringing to share? First off, I'm bringing beer because I like beer at a barbecue, and there is a reason I'm bringing beer. I would like William Shakespeare to have that barbecue, and I want to know if there's actually a hidden play. You know, there's been talk over the years of an unfinished manuscript, a hidden play, a play that got lost, you know, and there have been books written on it, fantasy books. Well, not fantasy, but I don't know what you call them, fiction books about, you know, searching for this hidden play and everything like that. And I figure he would like beer, and that beer might loosen his tongue. And then he would tell me about the hidden manuscript. So, William Shakespeare, barbecue. Road trip. Pick a real-world setting from a recent or not-so-recent read. Where would that road trip take you? Oh, it would take me to Salem, Massachusetts. I would love to go to Salem, Massachusetts. I love my witch stories, and Salem, Massachusetts would be where my road trip would take me. But no one in my family is interested in going to Salem, Massachusetts, so I will probably never get there. But if you have been there, please tell me about it in the comments, because I've heard it's so much fun. Okay, camping. Do you rough it? Obviously not. Say tent or sleeping bag. Never, only if I'm arrested by a terrorist or ICE or something like that will I be in a tent and a sleeping bag. Do you require amenities? They are the breath of my life. I have to have a hot shower. I have to have a soft bed. I have to have good towels. Yes. Will you read more than usual? If I'm in a situation where I had the amenities and I had that time, then I would. I had a very good friend. Well, I still have her as a friend. I just haven't seen her in years. Her name is Madeline. And she was a labor and delivery nurse. And again, years ago when I worked in a hospital. And she and her friend would take this trip. They would go to, I believe it was Cape Hatteras, and they would rent a beach house. And they would take as many books as they could find that they wanted to read. And they would just read the whole time they were there. They would go out to dinner occasionally. Most of the time they would cook at home. But they wouldn't go out. I mean, occasionally they go out shopping, but they wouldn't spend time with each other. It was just their time to read and catch up and everything. And I always thought that was just the most perfect vacation, the most perfect idea for a vacation. Again, I'll probably never be able to do it, but sounds fun, doesn't it? Okay. Festivals. You're attending a Booktube festival where dressing as one of your favorite literary characters is the only requirement. Who do you go dressed as and why? I have a book, an actual book for that one. Jane Eyre. I would go as Jane Eyre, and I would have a cape, and I would have a long dress, and it would be so cool. And why? Because I love her. Jane the hero. I love Jane. Sorry. Got a little overwhelmed there for a moment. Okay, scary story. Which offer... Oh, wait. I missed one. Slice of life. What is something others may consider simple or mundane, but something you can't see someone without? And that is cicadas. We have a lot of cicadas here in Okie dokie. I'm sure you have cicadas everywhere, but you know, that sound they make, you know, on summer afternoons. I hate that freaking sound because it means it's going to be hot, but I associate summer with it. Okay. Which author would you invite to go camping with you, knowing you would want to hear the scariest story they could tell around the fire? Well, I've got a book for that, but it's kind of not really like, okay, Marilyn Ross, I don't know if that was a real person, but she wrote all of these Barnaby Collins books. She wrote Barnaby Collins books from Dark Shadows, from the Dark Shadows soap opera and everything like that. And I love those books, and I find them creepy and I find them scary and everything like that. But I don't have a copy of Dracula. And so I would say Bram Stoker, because I think he would tell a really good scary story. It might be long. It might be a long, scary story, but it would be a good one. But I brought this out to kind of bridge that gap between the vampire soap opera and Bram Stoker. So, I mean, I would take Marilyn Ross. I wouldn't kick her to the curb, but I think Bram Stoker would be who I would ask. Okay. First love, summer crush. A romantic interest during the summer months often leads to a bittersweet ending or lasting impact. Which do you prefer to read? How does the age of the characters affect this opinion? Give me bittersweet anytime. I love bittersweet because I think that everybody's happy together and we all have a happy ending is not always realistic. It's often not realistic. And I like the bittersweet ending because I like to see how the characters deal with that. I think as far as the age question on this one, if you had older characters falling in love, then I would want them to have a longer lasting relationship than younger characters, because younger characters shouldn't deserve to fall in love right off. They need to go through, they have their mate forming years. They need to go through some formidable times before they decide on the one. So, younger characters, bittersweet, older characters, longer lasting. Let's see, nostalgia. What book or books instill in you an overwhelming sense of summer nostalgia? They don't necessarily have to take place during the summer, but rather they are attached to the summer for you. Well, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to change that up because I'm a rebel. And I'm going to say it's not a book, it's a library. Because when I was growing up, we had the library, you had like the little library, and it wasn't a competition, but it was the annual library, read a lot of books when you're a little kid. And you got a little tote bag, and you got a notebook, and you would get stickers for every book you read, and everything like that. My boys loved doing it when they were young, and then I forced them both to volunteer at the library. Yes, I did. I forced them both to do that, to be one of the teen volunteers when the kids came in, to show off their books and to show how many they had read and to get their little stickers, their achievement stickers, and their little crazy little blow-up animal that they could use in the pool afterwards. So I'm going to say libraries fill me with summer nostalgia. Libraries do. Summer stories. What is a book or books you would recommend when the summertime is the primary focus? I would say Anne of Green Gables. It doesn't always take place in the summertime. We've got some different weather in there. Remember, it's the famous quote, I would hate to live in a world where there are no Octobers. But she does have a lot of summertime in that series. And Avonlea, is it Avonlea where she lives? I think it's Avonlea. Avonlea is beautiful, and so I think Anne of Green Gables, those series right there, would be wonderful. Okay, that is my 101 summer tag, 101 days of summer tag, and I'm going to get that posted, and then I'll be back with the Muppets tag. Yay! And I've got some more books for that. So, in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will check you later.